The tragedy of the earthquake in Haiti is taking toll on every age group, every category of citizens of Haiti. But I want to look at the rescue of the orphans, and I'm trying to understand exactly what is happening. Well, many individuals are showing how these orphans, they're in such bad shape. Their orphanage damaged. There's no food. There's no this and that. So the governor, I think, of Pennsylvania chartered a plane and went and brought up 53. And the parents from across the country who, even before the earthquake, were trying to get them into the States, went and took them up from some others landed in Florida, went and take them to the various places. And I'm asking if this is the best thing or if these parents know what they're doing. I recall recently we had this custody battle with this young man whose mom took him to Brazil, married an attorney, had a great quality of life, and his father from, I think it was New Jersey, was fighting hard to get him, and eventually got him. And some experts were saying the type of support this guy would need, counselor, therapist, this, that, and so on. He's talking about some serious money. And as far as I could see, this young boy had a great life in Brazil. And he's going to have a great life with his dad in New Jersey. Now, these orphans, they ended up at the orphanage for a variety of reasons. But some of them might have been there for long times and so on. And I'm wondering if these parents understand the needs of these kids. And do they have the resources? Or do they have the patience? Do they know what they're really getting into? Do they know these kids and their individual needs? And I have looked at some documentaries out of Miami, and many of the young people over there started to say that they were going to school, the people were laughing at them, they couldn't fit in, they were beating them up, and so they formed cliques together, and then they armed up with AK-47s and handguns, and then of course they dropped out of school, no education. So the next thing is that they want the quality of life, the American dream. So they started doing the drugs and the robberies and the shooting of the place. Now, I find that as a foreigner, we talk about the American embassies, how they operate. If as a black person you go to the embassy and you have a great education, they will tell you that, look, I know that you have a bachelor's degree in whatever, and it's great and so forth, but we have thousands of people that graduate with that same degree, and many of them don't even have a job. We're not going to let you go up there and take a job from them. But next window, a young man over there would be tell him that I'm not working away. I just came to prison. What you charge with drug trafficking or whatever, and he will get a visa to come to the States. Now, of course, in a way you could understand what they're doing. They don't want another Marcus Garvey or another Malcolm X or another Martin Luther to come here and exercise some serious black leadership and do whatever. So it seems to me that intentionally they're allowing a whole bunch of losers to come up. So with these young people, is this the best that we could have rescued from Haiti? These young people have some serious problems. Some might have mental illnesses and the neglect and all that stuff in the orphanage. I mean, neglect in the sense that they don't have the primary parents who would be giving them the love on an individual basis, and the whole 9 yards of a family thing. So that you bring them up here and they try it for like 2 months, and then they start why this guy is not catching on and moving on. But we don't know what the problem is and so on. And will they graduate from high school? Will they go to university? Will they be a rocket scientist? Will they be able to go to Harvard? I don't know. But then again, with the internet now, to hook up with the Haitians from around the country, and they tell them how things are great over there, and then these kids are saying that, my parents don't love me and all that, and they live in some racist community over there. So, somehow, some way they end up in Miami. And then you'll hear that either they're to be executed for some murder, or they're killed in some drug deal gone bad, or they're a big gangster over there and they're in jail for life, or they got some time in jail, pick up a couple of felonies. They might get injured badly, and then they call you back and say, can I come back home? So I don't know. I believe that the better thing would have been is if we could have built an orphanage, a better orphanage in Haiti, and ensure to get all they need, so on. Because I'm not sure if they're going to be able to handle America. And well, out of 100, I'm sure that some going to get somewhere, but I don't know if any of them could ever go to be a doctor or have a great life or whatever. And usually the first members of a migration don't do great, and the kids will come on and do great. In fact, in one of my videos I put on about after Haiti was independent for over 200 years, that they were in bad shape, worse shape than the others who were just independent about 50 years now. And there's a young lady out of Miami that took on my case, and she started to fight with me. And she's calling me Uncle Tom, and I'm a black stooge, a white, servant, whatever. And she was born here in America. But she says her mom told her all that was happening in Haiti and how people want to take Haiti and so on. And I'm asking, who in the right mind would want to take Haiti? But she was born here, her grammar, her English is poor. She can't write well. She don't seem to have an education, and she's upset with America. So I hope that these folks that are adopting and going to the orphanages, I mean, do they understand what they're getting into? Then again, how they might have been introduced to this voodoo already, and they might like the sessions and so on. So while they're in home and you're not in, they will think voodoo shows and these other, paranormal shows on television, and you're coming in home, it's kind of like gloomy and evil stuff in your home. So I don't know. I think that perhaps somehow, some way, we should start embracing, bringing in some quality blacks here, and true equality and so forth, and let us build the country together, as opposed to bringing in blacks that they know that they're overs and that ain't going nowhere, and that gonna end up just being a pity party on the street. And oh brother, I hope that these adoptions work and these kids end up being some great Americans. But as again, coming from an orphanage, it's more likely that to be retarded or to be emotionally disturbed, to have some significant problems. So I would like to see, immigration. Of course, I'm not against immigration, but bring folks in that, would be viable, folks who would be able to make it, folks who, more likely going to make it than end up falling through the cracks and end up creating some more problems for us. I mean, we see what's happening down in Little Haiti in Miami. And I just hope that many of these kids don't, from wherever they're at, Pennsylvania or California, where they don't migrate down there and create problems for Florida. And again, these parents are operating like they control the country, and it's like they're going to shield them from the prejudice and so forth, even if they do well. I mean, what's the likelihood that somebody going to employ them and get them a job of, something that would worth the while? So I hope that we look at this thing carefully and don't bring on kids who are going to end up getting frustrated and end up getting pissed off and end up becoming antisocial and getting AK and start, robbing and carrying on. I hope that this really, really, really works and it doesn't end up with another tragedy.